Hello Virgo, this is Olivia from Dawes Tarot. I'm here to do your reading for August the 17th through the 21st, the third week of August. I did pull out your oracle, and the oracle card is saying that you're worried. It says, worry. I am learning that worry does not change an outcome. And that is so true. And I did read the book on it. And what it's telling me is that when we worry, we use up so much energy and we get our minds thinking in a negative way that you don't even have space to think of something new. So they're saying, please let go of the worry. Let it go. And then things will start coming to you more naturally. It's kind of like when you worry, you're forcing an issue. When you let it go, it all comes to you naturally. Whatever it is you need to know. So don't worry about it if you don't know. Just let it come to you. Just let it come to you. And then the tarot cards that I pulled, you've got the Eight of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. You've got the Ten of Swords, the Three of Cups, and you've got the Five of Swords in reverse. It looks to me like you're stuck, and yet at the same time you're making a plan for your near future or for your future in general. But you definitely are looking at walking away from something. Now this Eight of Swords, I always see this as something that's caused stagnation. It's like you've been stuck here for quite some time. And yes, you're blindfolded, but sometimes I wonder if it's not self-imposed due to other reasons. So with the Ten of Swords, that tells me that there's something that's been very hurtful. And it's probably been from it's more than one person that's done this. It's like several situations, probably work, maybe childhood, maybe family. It can be anything. But it's very painful. But it is at the final phase of it. So this is diminishing. This will soon be gone. But quit worrying. Because this is worry, and this is worry. I mean, anything with swords means that you've got something in your mind that you're running over and over with it. And it's like worry. And it's not healthy, to be honest. It's not. And I know that's easier said than done. But if you can somehow go within yourself and release that and say, I'm no longer going to be worried. And then let it just flow. Whatever happens, happens. Because I'm not seeing divine cards, but I have a feeling that there's going to be at least one or two here. Oh, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. Now this could be you, Virgo. You're all about the money, and this guy is actually materialistic. All his money goes on material things. One day you'll grow out of that. It's hard nowadays with the situation we're in to even think about just spending money on fun things. But anyway, let's see if we can find out why you feel stuck. You're stuck in a situation. And I don't know at this point if it's work or is it home, marriage, anything. What do we need to be aware of? Oh, you're letting something go. If you're letting this is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. In the upright, this person is constantly juggling. They have to, because they can't let this disappear or they can't let that go. It's got to both, they got to just be up in the air. It could be two jobs, it could be anything of twos, or it could be home life and work, constantly just juggling both. But with it in reverse, this tells me that something's being dropped. One of those are being dropped, and it looks like you've been doing it for a long time because of that infinity sign between the two pentacles. It's like the number 8, but on the side, it's holding those pentacles together. Once you make a decision, that pops and it's done. The Page of Wands. Now this talks about some good news coming in. And it could have something to do with work because it does have the wands in it. But we don't know yet. We'll have to keep going and see what we come up with. But it's definitely good news, and it's something that you can rely on. Whoever's bringing you this message, you can rely on them. And it can be, text, anything, any way, any form of communicating. All right, with the Two of Wands here, it looks like you're looking out in the future. Maybe you feel like there is no future for you right now because this guy in reverse is in chaos. Kind of like these swords are. Chaos. It's like, even though you're dropping something, it's possibly not dropped yet because it's still in reverse. But you're thinking about it or you're going to do it. But if you're looking into your future, you're not feeling like there's anything. You have big doubts about what your future is going to be. You have no clue. You are afraid of being rejected. Because the Five of Pentacles, this talks about being left behind. It could have something to do with work because the Pentacles are not yours to grab because you don't feel like you belong to this church. So you feel like an outsider. You don't feel like you have the ability to go into that place and get, a handout. Or maybe you have too much pride because you're the Emperor. It could be anything. There could be some illness here. Not major, but something mild. Now the Eight of Cups, this tells me you are walking away from something. You're walking away from something that just totally is not satisfying. Unhealthy too. Unhealthy. And anytime we make major changes like this, there's always going to be anxiety. And I don't care if the change is good or if the change is bad. There's always going to be anxiety because our human nature, we're just made that way. Changes are scary for some of us. For others, they just breeze right through them. But there's some people in some zodiac signs, they just are a little bit more frightful. And being a Virgo, that energy is like very practical. One step in front of the other. And so this is a serious decision to walk away, which is good. If it's something you need to do, by all means do it. But don't be surprised if you feel a little anxious about it. The Wheel of Fortune is telling us that it's in the reverse, which means it's turning. You're going about something the right way, but something's not complete. And it could be, if this is still just in thinking mode, this Two of Pentacles in reverse, like dropping something. If it's still in just the thinking mode until that drops, then this Wheel of Fortune will turn in your favor. And this talks about financial security. It talks about a windfall of money. It could be an inheritance. It could be money that you're unaware of. Anything. And it talks not only about that, it also talks about change in every aspect of your life as well. It's a wonderful card to have. And it also is a card of destiny. So whatever you're thinking and doing here, you're on the right path, but you're not doing it completely. You're not finished. And it could just be that that's it. You're just not finished doing it. Let's talk about the Ten of Swords. This is very painful. Oh, either you're taking a cup of love to someone or someone's bringing a cup of love to you. It could be either way. But this Knight of Cups is bringing a cup of love as an offer for perhaps a proposal in marriage. Or it could be a proposal in work. Somebody making you an offer. But I don't see it. I see it as love because it's a cup. Now, if this would have been wands for work, I would have said, yeah, it could have been that. But no, I don't see any wands here. Oh, the Empress in reverse. Now, you could be bringing a cup of love to an Empress that's out of balance right now. Now, the Empress in the upright she's like the goddess of love. She's like pure, loves children, loves to be outdoors. But in the reverse, she's totally the opposite. She's very mean. She's a crybaby. She wants things her way and only her way. And did you mention to her that you were thinking about dropping her? Because this made this person very upset. And now you're trying to compensate by offering her love. That's kind of what it looks like here. After you've been through so much pain and hurt with that 10 of Swords in your back, is this person responsible for that? What made you back out? If this is what happened. Because that's what I'm seeing. You're even giving up on your future. But you are walking away. The 8 of Cups in the upright with the anxiety card. Okay, let's look at the 5 of Swords now. This tells me there's been a battle and it was a loss. And it doesn't matter what it was about. It was definitely torture about using your mind and always having to come up with something to throw back to somebody that's throwing swords at you. It's kind of that back and forth arguing. But with it in the reverse, now it's just the arguing and it's non-stop. And it drags out way too long when it's in the reverse. Now this talks about a decision. But it also talks about a conflict in a family matter. It also talks about with this person having a blindfold on, they can't even make a decision because they don't know what it is they need to make the decision about because they cannot see. And it does talk about there's somebody near you that is very controlling. Just saying. Could be this person. But you can't even see it because you're so blindsided by it that you can't visualize it. But I think you must know. And the next card. You are definitely wanting to leave a situation and you're wanting to leave this stuff here. Whatever all of this is here, this is you headed out. And you're going, and you could be bringing your family with you if there's family members. I don't know. Not necessarily. When this person's moving, they're moving to calmer waters because they can see a better land ahead with trees and sunshine. And the water's nice and smooth. There's no rough waters where you have to deal with something every day, the same old, same old. And that could be moving away from this constant battling with this 5 of Swords in reverse. You could be moving away from that. I don't know. It's just a general reading. I can't give details unless I was doing a one-on-one reading. All right, let's talk about this 8 of Cups. Usually this talks about having a support team behind you. They're cheering you on or giving you good advice about what you need to do. Or it could just be you out having a drink with the guys or the girls after work, or maybe family, friends, a celebration of some sort perhaps. There's going to be a Tower moment, but it won't be a severe one. Or will it? Let me look at the next card. Yeah, this guy in reverse. Somebody comes in with some really bad news. And not only it might not be truthful. So if somebody's bringing you in a message, it could be a text. It could be anything. This pages, and they're usually messages, new beginnings. But this is not a new beginning. This could be a new beginning here. But this is not. This is somebody that's bringing in news, and it's not going to be something that you really want to hear because it's going to cause a tower moment. And this could be what's blocking your Wheel of Fortune card from turning. There's a block here and here, actually, because if this is your energy right here, Virgo, you're in the Emperor's mode, and you've got your Empress up here. She's in reverse. Both of you are in reverse. There's something negative definitely that's going on here. It looks like you want to drop one of the issues that you're having to deal with all the time, and it'll keep you from feeling stuck anymore. Once you make that decision to drop one or the other, do it. See what happens. Just do it and see what happens. But yeah, there's definitely somebody's going to come in and give you information, and it's going to be like, oh my God, what the heck is going on now? And it's going to be from somebody that you trust, somebody that supports you. You might get advice from them, or just maybe they just lend you their ear or something like that. But it's not going to be good news, whatever they're telling you. It's not, and it might not even be trustworthy. So keep that in mind. It's kind of like a red flag. But you'll know, if it's the truth, you'll get the tower. You'll get the tower. All right, let's go ahead and let's clarify the King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is probably you too, because it's the ending of something. It's like, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords, 6. You got a lot of swords in your reading. That could be an air sign that you're dealing with. Or it could be you, depending on your birth chart. But this is definitely saying that something's ending here, and it's you or what's ending. But you're working on something. You know it's going to end. This is the way it reads now. If you're the King of Pentacles, which I believe you are going to, you can't take anymore. You've already got the Ten of Swords here once. Now you've got it a second time. So that tells me that for sure you know what's going on and you know what you need to do. But you are working on something. And only you know what that is. Are you working on making a plan? Because if you're working on a plan, something in the future, it's right beside you here. But if you're in the reverse mode, it's not going to happen, because you cannot be in chaos and try to make something happen. You're not in the right mind state, in other words. And you're feeling rejected, or feeling like somebody's going to reject you, or somebody's going to leave you. Something like that. It could be that somebody's going to leave you, and maybe that's why you've decided to offer a cup of love for somebody to stay. Just covering all the bases. All right, let's go ahead and do the potential outcome for each of the lines here. Yeah, you're going to persevere. That just means you're going to keep going on with the battle. You're not going to give up. And it doesn't look like you're giving up when you get to this point either. You're still headed out. And this is just telling me that you're going to continue to go. You're not going to backtrack. You probably are working on a way to get out. Out. And when you do this, when you follow through with all of this that you're working on, you're going to get the world. It'll be so completely different than what you're used to. It'll be more pleasing, more smooth, more abundance for sure in money, finances, everything, every aspect of your life. There you are, feeling stuck again. I hope you don't get stuck and just give up. Do not give up. You're working on it. This is the last card out of the tarot, out of the reading. The King of Pentacles. That was the last card I turned over for you. This tells me that this is what you're working on right now. And that'll be during that week of the 17th through the 21st. You're working on that. You're working on something right now. And the last card for the reading is you're afraid to let go of something. You're hanging on with all your might. And on the bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles. And this talks about working and collaborating with somebody, doing some kind of particular work, like masonry or something on that order. Because this he's doing masonry on this church or monastery. Now those coins that he's created are in stone. They cannot be taken down and used for money. These never get spent. These are permanent. And they also are showing recognition to you for the wonderful work that you've done. So you are going to get recognized for some kind of work that you're doing big time. And then I did pull one of the Lovers Oracle just in case it was a love reading. It could be, but I'm not sure. We're going to read it anyway. This is the card. And then it's called Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. That's pretty clear. There's nothing stopping you unless you're stopping yourself. All right, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this helps. And until I see you next time, namaste.